Hi everyone, I'm Anastasia, and in this video I'm going to share with you some advanced collocations, phrases and idioms that are really useful if you're going to take CAE exam. I've recently passed this type of examination and I have to say that these phrases, they just must know if you want to pass this exam with flying colors. I took all of them from preparation materials, from use of English parts, from listening part, and I also tried to use them while preparing for the speaking part. So learn them, use them, and transform them from your passive vocabulary into active one. So let's start. And the first one is to put pay to something, which means to finish or destroy something. I came across this phrase so many times and I just have to share it with you. For example, a knee injury has put pay to her chances of getting into the final. To remember this phrase, you can just replace it by the verb finish. Any injury has finished her chances in getting into the final. I don't know if it sounds right, but yeah. And the second example is a spinal operation put pay to her career as a ballet dancer. The same, you can just replace this phrase with to finish. Next one is to live up to something, which means to be as good as something. Look at the picture. Here is a very famous Ukrainian singer and she has just won a Eurovision contest, so we could say that she lived up to expectations of her country, Ukraine, right? And the example is the concert was brilliant, it lived up to all our expectations. You could say it was as good as all our expectations. I feel it's impossible to live up to his mother. Did the holiday live up to your expectations? It is not difficult to remember, right? And I also came across this phrase a lot of times and you just have to remember this, guys. Third one is to take something for granted. Well, you might know this phrase and it might seem very easy to you, but still people make mistakes when they meet this phrase during the exam and they cannot transform the word granted into the phrase take it for granted. They just completely forget about the existence of this phrase. I don't know why, so please remember this. And it means to believe something will always stay the same. For example, I took it for granted that I would find the perfect job, which means I always believed that I would find the perfect job. I'm sorry that I take you for granted. I will try to appreciate you more. And she took his generosity for granted and never thanked him. To come to terms with something. Actually, my friend told me about this one, but when she told me about it, I started to meet this phrase. This is crazy, isn't it? Like when you learn something new and you see this word or phrase everywhere. This is crazy. And come to terms with something means to gradually accept a sad situation, often the death of someone you love. So we see a very sad man. Perhaps he has lost his wife or someone, so he is very sad. I think he's still coming to terms with the death of his wife. He finally came to terms with the lack of his talent, you could say. I've tried, but I just can't come to terms with Amy. She's totally out of control. Next one is a means to an end. I actually picked this up from listening part because I heard it a lot, but I couldn't understand what it meant. So it means something that you do because it will help you to achieve something else. For example, I didn't particularly like that job. It was just a means to an end. I'm sorry, but friendship with you was just a means to an end. That always happens. Marilyn chose to marry John in order to escape poverty. To her, he was a means to an end. Also a very common situation. Come home to someone. No, it doesn't mean to visit someone. It means to become fully realized by someone. A solution came finally home to me when I was falling asleep last night. The danger came really home to me when I saw the pictures on TV. Be at a loss for words, for example. I came across this phrase in the use of English part when you have to transform the sentence using a word given. In this case, that would be a word loss, and you have to write something like, I am at a loss to know how I can help you. It means not to know what to do or say. Very easy one. It was unlike him to be at a loss for words. Next one is knock-on effect. Very interesting one. When an event or situation has a knock-on effect, it causes other events or situations, but not directly. And there is a picture showing the meaning of this phrase. If one or two trains run late, it has a knock-on effect on the entire rail service. The drought is likely to have a knock-on effect throughout the whole economy. To have a knack for something. If you have a knack for doing something, you do it well. I don't know what it is, but David just has a knack for getting under my skin. Very funny example, but you can also use it here. Jenny's got a real knack for the piano. Next one is stand or hold somebody in good stead. I met this phrase in the use of English part in multiple choice. I had to choose hold, I remember. To prove particularly useful or beneficial to someone in the future. For example, I know that my large vocabulary will always stand me in good stead at college. So, knowing this idiom will stand you in good stead when you want to express your eloquent speech, for example, right? Any experience you can get in dealing with the public will stand you in good stead no matter what type of work you go into. That's true, absolutely true. Janet is hoping her internship working in IT will hold her in good stead when she looks for a job after college. So guys, we learned 10 phrases today. Now you're almost ready for CAE exam. And I want you to write your examples in the comments below. And I wish your CAE exam was very easy to you. Good luck!